Hello again, and welcome. Once again, my name is Josh, and this is my vlog slash review series that I'm doing of the 31 films I'm watching for October. My little mini horror movie marathon. And this particular day, the fifth film that I watched the 1970s Dracula film starring Frank Langella. I'm sorry, just gonna mess up names, but Frank Langella as Dracula, Donald Pleasence as Dr. Seward, and Laurence Olivier as Abram von Helsing. I gotta tell you, this film is great, and it's also probably the sexiest Dracula I've ever seen out of all the different incarnations of Dracula I've seen. I've of course seen, the Nosferatu. I've seen the both the Spanish and English version of the Universal Dracula. I've seen Christopher Lee's Dracula. I've seen the Bram Stoker's Dracula. I've seen what was it? A couple years ago, that BBC miniseries Dracula. And out of all of them, I'm a straight man, but I have to admit, even I was swooning a bit when Frank Langella would look at you and look at the camera. But no, this film is great. It is not the best adaptation of Dracula if you're looking for something that is true to the novel. It does take some liberties. Some of the characters are aged up. A lot of Mina's weird various suitors that she has are gone. And the one ends up being like her father in this version. That's the Dr. Seward, played by Donald Pleasence. And for instance, all the stuff with Harker in Transylvania that happens in the beginning of Dracula, that is gone from this. This one opens up right during his attack on the crew of the Demeter on his way to England. And it pretty much ends, it's kind of the bookends for this. It ends on a Norwegian ship where he's trying to head back to Transylvania. So none of this film takes place in Transylvania. It all pretty much just takes place on the shores of England and trying to get out of England. And really, it's good. The performances are good. The cast is great. The effects, for the makeup effects and stuff for their time, are really good. I literally would, this entire thing if it went on longer, this entire video, if it went on longer, would be nothing but me just heaping praise on this movie. The only thing bad I can say about it, and I don't really consider it a bad thing, but some people might, is like I said, it is not the best as far as an adaptation goes. But that's fine to me. If you tried to make a direct one-to-one adaptation of almost any book, you're going to end up with a movie that is 20 hours long to several days. The mediums are great on their own, but they don't transition well if you're trying to get a direct one-to-one. Look at how long the Lord of the Rings films are, and even they cut out a lot of stuff. It's just, eventually I'd have to get up and pee. I'd have to go to sleep. I don't get enough sleep as it is, but I try to get at least some. So, I'm glad that, that people adapt things, and sometimes that causes them to change things in movies. I don't think that, strict adherence to the book is a good thing when you're trying to make it into a movie. And, this film is great. There's nothing I can tell you about the plot of Dracula you probably couldn't figure out if you've seen or read the book, other than to just tell you what they've moved or changed. And, really, just watch the movie. The movie's great. Glowing review, 5 stars all the way.